Alright, hello everyone. This is Rich, and I am back with number 4 on Mr. Rich's 5 more of the worst movies that I own. And today we're looking at Biker... It's so good, it fell out of my hand. Biker Zombies from Detroit. Oh man. I'll give you the rundown. By the way, this is my friend Mike. He's going to be helping me out with this because this movie, it needs more. It needs more than one person to enjoy.
Yeah.
Enjoy this movie and selling it better.
Two minds find something to talk about.
Exactly. Biker Zombies gets a 1.9 on IMDb and a 44 on RottenTomatoes.com, which, yet again, is apparently a liked it. I don't get that.
I tried.
And you tried to like it. This is also a Tommy Brunswick production again, and we all know how I feel about Tommy Brunswick with Mr. Jingles in my preview for the 5 worst movies that I own. Now, if you want to go and try to purchase this lovely film on Amazon, it's worth a whopping $67 brand new. And if you want to buy it used, it's $21.90 plus shipping. If you want to buy it on VHS, I believe it's $6. I bought mine at CD Warehouse for $4, and it wasn't really even worth that. So, what's this movie about?
I don't know. Because I don't know where the fuck they came from. They're zombies.
They're from Detroit.
Are they vampires? What the hell are they?
They look, I swear, I'm going to put a picture up somewhere in this general area or something of what these things look like. They don't look like zombies. They look, the best thing I could say is they look like, almost like Buffy-esque vampires,
yeah.
like with the brow and all that.
Yeah. They kind of...
Or like even Lost Boys-esque. They have these like brow, but they're all white, and they kind of have like these little like veiny things going. They're not zombies, because they go up and they're doing all these ninja kicks and kicking ass and taking names. That's not what a zombie is. I'm sorry. Even in like movies like Dawn of the Dead remake and in 28 Days Later where they're infected, they're not even that fucking spry. I'm sorry. And they're very cognitive. They can speak and all that other kind of stuff.
Where did they come from?
It doesn't say. There's no origin story.
When did they first arrive? I just watched it and I cannot recall.
This is the lead guy right there.
Yeah. He just sort of appears.
They just sort of appear, and this guy wants to gather an army of evil people to be this biker gang of zombies to essentially kill everybody.
Yeah, and somehow, like, what the fuck is the goal? I guess to find this person that for some apparent reason they decided should be part of their gang.
Yes.
And there's no explanation for this whatsoever.
Yes.
And so therefore we're brought into the story of this guy who digs a chick. Another guy
There's a whole love story.
Digs that chick.
Yeah.
And so therefore they got to fight over this chick.
Yes.
And of course then the zombies find him, turn him into a zombie so he can get revenge on the guy in some big evil way. Is that
kind of sort of like what you're saying is the good guy.
I still have trouble.
The good guy in the story, the good biker guy in the story likes this girl. Then there's this other evil guys. They're biker guys that like him. And then when I say biker, I mean like the
meatheads.
The meatheads, the one that has like a Honda motorbike, not the Harley Davidson ones.
Striped yellow.
Fast and the Furious type guys. Yeah. And the good guy gets the girl. The meathead guys are pissed off. They have this big fight, and essentially the good biker guy is wanted by the biker zombies. He gets turned, and then for some reason then he gets revenge on the bad regular meathead biker zombies because they kind of saw him get murdered, very vaguely get murdered by the zombies. That's the only thing I could see that he would murder them for.
Yeah, they wanted him. They wanted his ass. We don't know why they wanted him, but they want. So now he's a zombie.
He's a zombie
on a bike.
On a bike, and he kills the girlfriend too. He snaps her neck at the end of the movie, which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Then,
I thought she was going to turn into a zombie.
That's what I thought. He was going to kind of go after her and try to turn her and hey, you want to be my biker zombie babe? No, just murders her. And then you have the police officers, which we didn't talk about yet. The best police officers ever, where when they see there's this woman police officer who in any sort of situation screams, because that's professional. Like at the end of it, she just sees all the zombies, and she just not get her gun out or anything of that sort, just screams.
She was bull dykey for every other moment of the entire film.
Exactly. Except for that scene.
Super.
Yes.
Moment of femininity.
Yeah. Then she just starts screaming. Then they have a lot of unnecessary, really up close shots of motorcycles.
Yeah, I think they were just somehow. I think
you know what I really do think that is. I think they're trying to pad out the movie so it could be a full-length feature.
I guess.
That's a main thing about independent films that I've learned.
Yeah.
That they have a lot of padding for different things. And
I wanted to be kind and say that he probably was inspired by a Kenneth Anger film, but you're probably right. So, yeah. I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. Guy for fetish for Psychomania and Kenneth Anger, but no.
Now,
what was that jive, that philosophical jive that they were going off about the end of the world
and all the cursing the guy was saying?
I'm not even going to go there. It made no sense whatsoever.
And then at the end of it, they have this whole thing after the woman screaming and the bloodbath and all that. Then they cut to all these news reports about kind of a biker zombie takeover apocalypse of Detroit and other cities.
Yeah.
And it was kind of awful. Then he had a Scientologist on, which was really kind of funny.
Yeah, he was funny.
That was the only funny part.
Was that part that he was entertaining for that moment.
Yeah, that moment. That was probably the only redeeming factor in it. And the only other good thing, the one good thing we could say about it is that the music. The music was pretty...
It was very diverse.
It was very diverse. It was pretty decent. But other than that, man, this movie was just...
The movie got worse as it went.
The movie got really worse as it went along, and it wasn't straightforward at all. Thought it was... the way I thought it was really going to be was the guy comes into a new... The main good guy, the main good biker guy, comes into town. Then the bad biker guys somehow get him in a situation where he meets the biker zombies.
Yeah.
Then he gets turned. Then then he gets revenge on the bad.
Yeah, it would be hard to make a little plot.
And it would have went around the same lines as Zombie Nightmare, if you've ever seen that one. It would have went along the same lines of that. But it didn't, and it was very incohesive. And it does go along how Tommy Brunswick does their fucking movies. Mm-hmm. Which you have not seen any, and that is a good thing.
Halfway through, you could sort of imagine in your mind 3 or 4 different ways that this thing can go, and then it goes completely to nowhere.
Yeah, it goes from okay, it could go this way, this way, this way, then it's just I'm just gonna go make a fucking turn that way, and not into any sort of coherent story at all. And that's why it gets a 1.9 on fucking IMDb for that fucking reason. I can't think of anything else to say about this. I can't even recommend any other, things to even say. This is just a bad film.
Turkey.
It's a bunch of turkey. If you had to rate this as a bad film, A being the best, F being the worst, the worst film you've ever seen, which I don't even know what that would be. If my worst film is always going to be Heavy Metal Massacre, which I think you kind of like. Which you kind of liked.
Yeah.
It was all slow motion. Anyways.
I would hesitate to go over to the F just because I'd like to save that spot for something that's
really good. And by the way, this is number 4, so like I mean, you're not even up to number 1 yet.
So I'll give it the E just because it did remind me of my hometown. And, it is real local shot, and it does have that kind of good feel to it. That's you can just kind of look around Detroit and say, okay, it's the diner and local convenience store, and that kind of.
But it's about it. That's like there's that many good things about it. It's depressing, it's padded, and it's really a waste of your time at the end of the day. And it's definitely not worth those $67 fucking on eBay. So I don't know who put that one up. That must have been Tommy herself putting that one up, or even Todd Brunswick. Trying to get that extra little bit of cash from. I bet you this movie costs at least a good couple thousand to make. I mean, just for renting of vehicles and stuff. It must have cut a couple thousand. I mean, they're probably just trying to make their money back on the film. But I recommend never seeing this movie. That's why it's on my worst films. Dead Alive Productions. I don't know what else they did, but it's crap. Made back in 2002, by the way.
It's poop.
It's poop. What a poop. Anyways, this has been Mr. Rich talking about number 4 on my 5 worst films that I own. Stay classy.